The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good Monday morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN. And boy, we got a Monday morning to kick things off to the downside. Markets deep in the red, and deep, no pun intended. The headline out there, we'll pull it up. Oh, come on now. DeepSeek. I had not heard of DeepSeek until this morning. But boy, the market's finding out about it right now. The whole world's finding out about it right now. As, we got a new AI cousin on the block, and you got a Chinese AI startup, DeepSeek. And they got a large language model. And all the questions here in terms of, are they a visible challenge to costlier models like OpenAI, and raising questions over the hundreds of billions of dollars planned spending on technology by the likes of Microsoft, Meta, and Alphabet. And who are they spending that money on? NVIDIA, which is why we kick off NVIDIA. Folks, NVIDIA has 25 billion shares outstanding. Did you hear that? 25 billion shares outstanding. And just from where we were on Monday at 149 down to 123, you're talking about $26, which is what? Every 10 is 250 billion. So you're at 500 billion. My goodness, $650 billion in market cap. Did you just hear that? $650 billion in market cap from Monday morning to the spike low this morning. And we'll see where we go. But you're talking about NVIDIA shares off by about 11% this morning at 127. You're off by more than what? More than $15 right now to the downside. That's after you traded lower. $650 billion. We did not have a $1 trillion company until like 2019, I think. And here we have NVIDIA losing almost $750 billion overnight. You want to look for some spikes on your back for markets being a little bit overpriced? Look for equities that can be the most expensive equity in the world, and all of a sudden you lose 10 to 15% overnight. Why is that? It's because it's predicated on future revenue, not current revenue. It's going to be an interesting open, to put it lightly. We jump around to some of the other equities. Now, what's so interesting here is you got Microsoft. Okay, they're going to be down $20. That's a hit. You better believe it, man. We back it up on Microsoft. Let's just put it on a 20-day hourly. There's your slide overnight. We're right back to where we were, January 13th or so. So not disaster, right? You're $15 off the spike low you had this morning. But the market's repricing everything this morning. You have Amazon shares. We spiked to 220. We're at 226. We're at 234 as of the close of Friday. And you jump over to Google shares this morning. And this is why you got the NASDAQ 100 down almost 800 points right now. Google shares from 202 to 195, but we'll keep our eyes on NVIDIA, man. NVIDIA from 149 to 122, $650 billion in market cap. Now, let's go back to the NASDAQ 100. You want to see something? Check out this daily. I mean, we've been talking about the volume. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer for this market, right? The market can remain irrational for longer that you can say solvent, or however that expression goes. Point being, right? We might have gotten there, man. Look at how you wipe out. We're right back again to the highs of July of 2024. Okay? You better believe it, man. Just like that. This is an important day. And we'll see. We've had days like this before in terms of, you back it up to August 5th, right? You back up the accelerations. We've been buyers. We'll see. Now, on a grand scheme, okay, we jump around to the indices. There's your S&Ps. We're trading right at 6,000. To back it up to July 15th, you'd have to get down to 57.20. You jump over to the Dow. Dow's only off by 0.8%. NASDAQ 100 is off by 3.6%. Russell's off by 1% right now. Dow, it would take, what? You're talking about 3,000 points almost to get to that area. And the Russell, already under that area. Interesting, right? Bitcoin. Yeah, taking it on the chin this morning, down 4.4%. You got MicroStrategy out there buying more Bitcoin, but that's their game. That is their game, folks. MicroStrategy has one game in town. They're a leveraged vehicle. They might as well be an ETF for Bitcoin, okay? Great discussion in the den early this morning, obviously, with the type of market action we had going on. We got a bunch of traders in there. They're trading, they're chatting, talking about Bitcoin, talking about MicroStrategy. There's MicroStrategy down from 370 down to 325. We're back to 339. You're going to open down about $14. Not too dire with what's happening to the tech stocks. But yeah, it is interesting when you try and look at, they are not market timing. And that's, as traders, you're always looking at, oh my goodness, they're loading up with $1 billion of Bitcoin at a double top of 107,000. That's not the way they're looking at it. This is a leveraged vehicle that is going to continually, however priced Bitcoin is, continually leverage up Bitcoin. They're not in the timing business. They're in the leveraged Bitcoin business. That's it. Every opportunity they have to add Bitcoin, they're going to do it. And you're right that when I'm crumbling down on a decent pullback, I mean, it's like playing blackjack. And any time you're taking those profits and you're leveraging yourself up more, and when you go on a run, and yeah, it's gambling, but you better believe it's gambling, man. And when you're leveraging Bitcoin, pretty close to blackjack on a term basis. And yeah, listen, I'm not knocking it. It's going to be around in the future, okay? But you are leveraging up all of your profits continually as Bitcoin rises, buying more and more Bitcoin. Yeah, so there's going to be some extreme volatility, to put it lightly. Gold almost hits an all-time high on Friday. We're backing off a bit. Gold off by $19 this morning. Now, what's so interesting here is we got higher price and lower yield coming at you. There's an acceleration for you as markets trade to lower price. We have a flight to fixed income. You got the 10-year rising 23 ticks right now. And as I pull it up, that's talking about a 10-year yield approaching 4.5%, just like that. And you jump over to the dollar, and that's a move for you, folks. We just got a 106 handle, okay? 106 handle on the dollar. We're just above that level right now. And yeah. You better believe we're going to be hearing a lot about deep stake. Now, the story last night was tariffs, okay? You had Colombia refusing military planes with migrants. Trump says he's going to put 25% tariffs across the board. That was the deal as of yesterday. Well, Colombia and the president reached a deal, right? Nonetheless, this is a precursor, basically. And Trump knew it. This was laying down kind of a gauntlet, okay? Yeah, and the move to quickly threaten tariffs on billions of dollars of trade. Now, you're talking about oil, you're talking about flowers ahead of Valentine's Day, and you're talking about coffee. I want oil, I want coffee, and somebody get me some flowers for Valentine's Day. No, yeah. They were a bit surprised, I'm sure. But yeah, you had markets move quickly. They've recoiled, okay? But before he did, you had Trump out there saying tariffs and sanctions on Colombia for refusing to allow military planes. Emergency 25% tariff on all Colombian goods. And guess what? In a week, it was going to be 50%. And they came to a deal. So we'll see where it goes. But that was a little bit of a wake-up for markets last night just on the tariff front. And now we're dealing with AI problems. Talk a little bit more, folks. And guess what? It's Fed week on top of it all. We got a Federal Reserve decision coming out on Wednesday. We got a lot to talk about, folks. Stay tuned. Coming right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the fund involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. S&P's off 136 points, 2.2% to the downside. We were down to 59.48. You're talking about 200-plus points from where we were just on Friday. Right now, trading just under 6,000. NASDAQ 100, we're off by 792 points, or 3.6%. The Dow off about 0.8%, and the Russell off by about 1%. Crude, 74.22. The gold contract, trading a little bit lower. Now, it's interesting, right? The scene in terms of what we have happening. What do we have happening? We have yields pulling back. We have the dollar weakening to a 106 handle, and gold hasn't caught that second acceleration yet. So gold, not exactly inverse to the dollar, as is historically the case, as you have some flight to quality here across the board, and you have, whether it's yields are dropping because of a flight to quality on fixed income. And that's going to stretch across whether you're talking about gold and markets. And seeing a day like today, man, you don't often have the most expensive company in the world. I mean, this is going to be by far the biggest wipeout in market cap. You don't even have to show me a list, okay? There's not many companies that exist with that large in terms of that large of a market cap hit. 650 billion from Friday. We're talking about 350 billion today for Nvidia shares, potentially 25 billion shares, folks, is what this company has. Yeah, you're talking about what, $17 right now at where we're going to open. So 25 times 17, yeah, you're going to put 250, 450, $400 plus billion in market cap wipeout. Now, they're going to be dip buyers? I don't know. There may be dip buyers today. We're going to find out. Now, what is interesting here is I don't have to be a fundamental fundamental genius to understand that computing power is going to drive AI in the future, folks. It is, okay? There's no way you're going to get these super intelligent large language models without on the forefront of technology, and that's the key here, okay? You want to be on the forefront. If you're on the forefront, you're the best. We've seen how OpenAI, right, ChatGPT, you got to be on the forefront. And so it's tough to imagine that you're going to have a visible challenge to the costlier models like OpenAI, okay? Whether it's NVIDIA, whether it's ASML, right? The equipment maker, they're down dramatically as well this morning. What are they, ASML, right? Yeah, let's pull up them as well. Yeah, there's a hit for you. From 740 down to 650 overnight. We're trading at 671 right now. You're going to open down about 9% for ASML shares. DeepSeek shows that it's possible to develop powerful AI models that cost less, okay? It can potentially derail the investment case for the entire AI supply chain, which is driven by high spending from a handful. There's no way that Zuckerberg's going to say, you know what, we don't want to spend the 60 to 65 billion. And I'm thinking longer term here, okay? These markets, what were we talking about last week? Jamie Dimon at Davos, what did he say? He said these markets are priced for a lot of good going forward, right? Not really priced for any, you know, you're seeing the types of things that can come out. This AI revolution in this market, it's got a hiccup this morning. We'll see if it lasts, okay? And yeah, you got some volume. So DeepSeek, widely seen as competitive with OpenAI and Meta, it works. It addresses users' written query and prompt. Okay, it just released last week. It's at the top of the Apple App Store. I haven't even pulled up the App Store yet. Just released last week. Couldn't believe it. As in, I wake up this morning. I was expecting, so I go to bed last night, and I'm looking at the tariff news, right? I'm looking at futures at 6 o'clock. I'm looking at them last night. I'm looking at the Colombia tariffs. I'm saying, okay, this market's a little worried that last week was the lull before the storm. And then, boom, before you know it, this morning, you got NASDAQ 100 down almost 4%. You have NVIDIA losing $400 billion in market cap, all because China released an app. If it doesn't speak to the strength of the pricing of this market, if you can have China release an app and you can have our markets go limit down, right? Yeah. Chinese AI-related stocks reacted positively. I bet. Surging by their daily limits. Yeah. And it's going to be interesting if they start to recoil, but I don't think that's happening, man. You know, all these companies talk about, and you're going to have two camps here, right? You got to monetize the product, number one. But they're talking about a generational opportunity, okay? This is going to go far beyond a simple conversation that we like to enjoy with ChatGPT. And folks, if you haven't tried ChatGPT yet or any of these, try it out. I use it all the time for search functions. Google's got a problem, period. They better be bringing it as well because they have a problem. I use ChatGPT all the time in just simple search functions. No matter what you're doing in life, it can give you vast knowledge, okay? But that's not where the monetization takes place, right? It's a generational opportunity to get ahead of the competition, and I don't see these tech pioneers slowing down. I just don't. NVIDIA is trading at 27 times estimated forward earnings compared with a 3-year average of 24. Excuse me, NASDAQ 100's at 27 versus 24 in the 3-year. NVIDIA is at 33, though it's slightly down from its 3-year average. Not outlandish. Not outlandish, not video game numbers, okay? And yeah, AI dominance cannot be taken for granted. The emergence of China's DeepSeek indicates the competition is intensifying. You know, on a short-term basis, yes. On a longer-term basis, computing power is going to run the game, folks. That's where you talk about. And listen, this is going to be, you know, one of the things they're talking about this morning is that you don't need the vast amounts of energy, right? You don't need the vast amounts of infrastructure, capital expenditure, like Meta put out on Friday. You don't need it if you see that China can build this type of model without it. Yet, that's not where the future is, okay? And I'm going a little bit big picture, but The future is computing. It's power. It's how many computations you can do in a moment. And that's the deal, folks. All right. When you're talking about, self-driving cars, self-flying cars, all the personal assistants, all that stuff, it's bigger than large language models. And when you talk about self-driving cars, the computational power that's going to be needed for AI, along with much more complex models, it's computing power. Plain and simple. But this morning, you better believe that there's companies out there saying, hey, maybe we don't need to spend the GDP of, robust European countries in 1 year on capital expenditure if we can do it for less. And, you've seen the flip outs that some of these companies had with your time. Look at this volatility in Meta, man. From 605 to 640. This market has no idea where it wants to be, which is a little worrisome. When you get to this type of volatility, a lot of unknowns in this market coming in to Monday trading. We got a full week of trading, folks, coming up. We got Fed Day on Wednesday. We got markets in turmoil. I'll be right back, folks.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, and now it seems like we may be traversing back to all-time highs. In short, this market has been a whiplash and requires constant pivoting. Where does the market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento for the second and fourth Friday of every month for 4 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and his insights are invaluable. The next event is this Friday, January 24th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern. If you subscribe today, you'll also be able to attend his session February 8th. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got markets open, and you got the NASDAQ 100 down 775 points. Yeah, there it is, trading at 21,153. We're down to 20,763 overnight. And yeah, not a crazy question at all. Our man Duncan Steve, I talk about it like it's a normal deal, but it is funny. I Google it myself. It's OpenAI, of course, but ChatGPT, and just try it out, folks. Just try it out. I mean, I was just even there during the break. All right, and just a quick glimpse if you've never used it. I mean, these are the types of conversations. So I simply ask it, act as an AI expert, and tell me if China's DeepSeek large language model is a threat to U.S. companies like OpenAI in the longer term, as it demonstrates the ability to develop such models with less capital and energy. I'm just throwing stuff in there, and sometimes you're going to see the query, the way what you put into this is controls the ability of the value of what you get out. But you can see a simple one, right? It just walks you through. And I haven't even dug into the hardcore of this in terms of there's a couple models of ChatGPT. You can pay for the premium service. I don't pay for it right now. You get a certain amount of searches. Does anybody know when you just go to the main ChatGPT? And this is where I'm asking questions too, Steve. No such thing as a silly question, man. Is this up to date right now? Current? I think it might be, right? The newest version? Are they up to date? Because when you tie it into stocks, I think it is, but I'm not sure the date. As in, does it have the data? Does it know that it released this weekend? That's where things are going to catch up. But nonetheless, you see a glimpse. A lot easier than if you're using Google. That's why many times I like the way it walks you through large language models. Many people do. And guess what? The market, saying, things might have been a little bit overblown this morning. We catch a little bit of a bid on the open. S&P's just jumped 26 points right now. Let's see how NVIDIA's trading on the open right now. Yeah, a little pop, but you're talking about down $16. Going to be the biggest wipeout in market cap. Hey, you're talking about $400 billion in market cap gone, and that's after trading lower from Friday. $400 billion in market cap. Not there today, was there on Friday. Pretty remarkable. I was looking at it. It made me think of, trillion-dollar companies, right? Now, Apple hit that level in late 2018, I believe. Let's see. Yes, August of 2018. Okay, Apple becomes the first trillion-dollar publicly traded company. And you got NVIDIA wiping out $650 billion. Now, it's amazing. It used to be like it was yesterday. That's 7 years ago. Okay, and it's quite a 7 years in the market in terms of you check out a company like Apple. When they cross that mark, look at this, man. Is that it? Yeah, it would. You know why I was pausing there for a second is I said, okay, hold on a second. If they hit it at $50 in 2018, right? If they hit $1 trillion, then if you just multiply that times 4, they'd be worth $4.5 trillion. You know why that's not the case? Buybacks. They don't have as many shares outstanding anymore. So you have a company like Apple that is worth 15 billion shares outstanding, 3.4 trillion. That number used to be a lot higher in terms of outstanding shares, but nonetheless, it's been quite a run since they hit that mark. There it is. But just like that, you have NVIDIA wiping out. It's not indicative of a strong market, folks. We've been talking about you back things up. We've had light volume on the way up, and we've had spikes of volume on the way down, okay? You look at the area that we had January 10th, we had some high volume. You creep higher on lighter volume. We get a little bit of a pickup, and boy, we're going to have some volume today, man. The futures, NASDAQ 100, you're talking about we almost did as many shares, contracts, as we did on Friday already. 421,000 contracts traded. You put that on a 5-minute, okay? Yeah, things are going to start accelerating. You don't often see 13,000 contracts traded before 6 a.m. on a 5-minute basis, but things were picking up, and the markets are now open, and we catch a little bit of a bid. Dow only down about 0.3%. Tech stocks taking it on the chin, down 3. Oh, look at that. We're already 500 points off of the lows, and we got the S&Ps now just off 1.7%. Very remarkable. All right, let's jump over to yields as we got a Fed decision coming down the line in 48 hours almost. What is it? Add 5 hours, 53 hours from right now. On a longer term basis, yeah, we're catching a little bit of a bid, and you're bouncing right where we got some technical support here. You're already almost 2 points higher from the lows we had just a couple weeks ago. We put it back on the daily. That low, January 15th or so, 107.06. Slide it over there. And we're trading at 109.02, and it looks like, 5% might not be in the cards right now for the yields as we're dropping a bit. And you got the 10-year approaching 4.5%. Yeah, just looking around at different equities, man. Let's jump around. We jump around to Tesla shares right now. Down 2.2%. Not bad on a day like today where we get some carnage out there. Microsoft shares down 4%. Amazon down 2.9% right now. You jump over to Google shares down about 3%. Nvidia. Yeah, not catching any dramatic bid, man. Nvidia down by 11.2. The market's saying we're going to find out. On a longer term basis, I don't see it. I don't see it happening, folks. You want to be on the forefront of technology, you need the best computers. Remember that longer term, okay? Zuckerberg's not waking up this morning, all right? And this is longer term, but longer term is important. But Zuckerberg is not waking up this morning and going, you know what? I don't have to spend all this money on the future of technology. They're right. I don't need to spend this money. No, he's not doing that, man, okay? Like some great comments in the den, the YouTube Tigers Den, talking about what do you need? You need data, okay? You need all of it. You do. You need it all. You need data and you need computing and the ability to process large amounts of data is computing power. And that's where NVIDIA makes their bread and butter. And yes, okay, you're talking about valuations that are multiples. What did we just say NVIDIA's at? Above 30 on a forward PE? But I don't imagine that you're going to see a what did I just do? You're not going to have a revolutionary change here in terms of the battle. The battle's on. You're going to start seeing monetization, and these companies aren't that worried about it, okay? They really aren't. You're talking about Zuckerberg, okay? And, Satya Nadella, he's good for his $80 billion, right? You got Trump talking about OpenAI, AI infrastructure, etc. Oracle gives it all back from what we had on Friday. Anytime you see this type of volatility in a market, folks, and what happens is there's nothing like experience, okay? The way markets continually make new highs is they're usually creeping, okay? They're creeping to new highs. When you're getting this type of volatility in markets, there are unknowns in this market. All right, look at these pullbacks. Okay, I got this chart here. NASDAQ 100's been driving it. We spike below. We spike below. We spike to that January 13th low. We're back above it. Markets looking a little bit of teetering as we're down by 2.95%. The NASDAQ 100. We'll take a look at some other equities when we get back, folks. Stay tuned. Be back in 3 minutes.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Market's just kind of chopping around after we got a little bit of a lift on the opening bell, and we're just kind of chopping. I'll put it on a 1 minute to see. It was a quick move higher within a couple minutes, and since then, we're just kind of at that price level right now. NASDAQ 100 down off about 3%. Dow, barely in the red. You catch a little bit of a lift off 110. Russell's only off by 8 right now, and the S&P is off 1.7. We keep our eye. You got to keep your eye. Right? NVIDIA, no lift whatsoever, down 12%. ASML, down 7.8% right now. You jump around to some of the other chip stocks, AMD down 4.9%. Interestingly enough, I have to chuckle, right? Because Intel, they're not down because they've never gone up. I mean, it's almost to a certain degree, right? There's no optimism to give back when this chart's just taking it on the chin. They're barely in the red, and that's because they aren't participating in the AI revolution yet. But nonetheless, Intel down about 0.7% right now. Excuse me. We jump around to some of the banks. JP Morgan down 0.7% right now. Bank of America up about 0.2%. Wells Fargo flat right now. You know, it's interesting. I was at Wells Fargo looking at some of the just simple. I have one account at Wells Fargo, a personal account. We got certain we have a few accounts in different places when you talk about the businesses as well. But it is interesting how little they give you. I was sitting down with a banker just looking at what they give you, whether it's, surplus money, savings. I mean, they give you nothing. The guy's talking to me like, and it's not his fault, okay? He's explaining things. And he said to me at one point that you get 0.05% or something like that in one of their accounts. And I said 0.05, like 0.05% yield? He said, yeah, 0.05%. That's your yield, 0.05%. It's like, man, what a racket, right? But these banks, yeah, that's the reason why they've had to run up like this, from $21 in 2020 to $77. Now, Wells Fargo had their own problems, man. You look at Bank of America, right? Testing out that double top we had back in late 2021. But it is interesting for those that do know or those that do not know how little you're getting paid in a risk-free rate environment. All right. Yeah, you got Columbia out there big, and we got quite a Super Bowl going on. The NFL's got to be happy. Let's pull it over. Why not? Heck of a game last night between the Chiefs and the Bills. Josh Allen. Whew. And I was joking with friend Bills. You run into a juggernaut. You're the best or not. And yeah, and they got it done. And boy, tough drop at the end of the game, and great game, man, between the Bills and the Chiefs. Just absolutely great game. A couple things I saw from there as a game theory analysis, right? If you were watching the game early on, Buffalo at one point had a touchdown, and they kicked the extra point. And when they kicked the extra point, you had the Chiefs go off sides. So what they decided to do is they decided to take that point off the board and go for two. Taking points off the board in any game is a tough one, especially football. They missed the 2-point conversion. They missed the next 2-point conversion. Kansas City ends up going for two as a result of their 2-point differential. Going towards the end of the game, you had a point where Buffalo only would have been down by 4 points. If not for that, they were down by 7 points. They ended up scoring a touchdown to tie the game anyway, but they may have been ahead by 3 instead of being behind. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a tremendous lot that goes into it. And I got no problem with the roughing. And that's the deal. There's that big fourth down, right? Josh Allen, the way what a great game in terms of the amount of fourth downs. How many fourth downs did we have last night, right? Amazing. Why were they doing that? It was the right play. From somebody that's studied game theory a tremendous amount, that was a close game. Those teams knew that they had to go for it on fourth down. Had to. Now, you know what the part I went to, right, is that you're talking about the third down spot, okay, the fourth down. What's crazy to me is in a game like this, and you're going to see it get solved, I was talking to buddies about it last night. Super simple to solve. Super simple. The football needs to be microchipped, and they can just see exactly where it is on the field. That's it. You mark the first down marker on the field, you microchip the football, and you never have a problem understanding where that football went. Because you could simply follow, right? The microchip, where it is on the field, where it goes, you could watch it. It was a really close one. And in a really close one, they were looking at it over and over. And, hey, if it was that close on third down, why didn't they challenge it then? They could have challenged it if it was that close on third down, right? Because it was close. It was. Hindsight, 2020. And, there's a certain thing, okay, about it's not just luck when you're winning those one-score games, folks. And listen, I'm a Patriots fan, okay, but I saw it happen with Brady. There is something about certain teams, certain players, okay, they just get it done. And there's something about the Chiefs, man. And it's, it's Mahomes, it's Kelsey, it's, you can't deny what's going on right now. The run they're on, they're going for 3 Super Bowls in a row. Never been done before. So, yeah, there's a lot out there going on, man. And sometimes luck, but rather be lucky than good, right? All that stuff. But somehow you just get it done. And what are they on? They're on like 16 straight one-score victories, folks. 16 straight one-score victories. Composure, skill, whatever it is, it's going to be a heck of a Super Bowl, though. And I guarantee that the NFL is psyched because you got 2 big juggernauts in terms of Saquon Barkley and Patrick Mahomes. And ironically, both these guys, they're both on my fantasy team, which, man, talk about lucky, right? And how about those Giants? Man, you got to be really tough. Very surprised that the GM and the coach for the Giants are still around. If anybody watched Hard Knocks, and I'm deviating a bit, but we're coming into the Super Bowl, why not? If you watched Hard Knocks, folks, they followed the Giants on the offseason. And one of the things they had to deal with was figuring out whether they were going to keep Saquon and pay him what he wanted, or maybe push him out and not. Well, what did they decide to do? They decided to pay Daniel Jones, their quarterback. They decided to not pay Saquon Barkley. And Saquon Barkley goes on to have a historic season. And you have Daniel Jones doesn't even make it through the year. And that was their decision, and somehow they're still around. I don't know. For getting paid that kind of money for that type of decision, that's a deal breaker. Nonetheless, big Super Bowl in good old New Orleans, man. New Orleans. Haven't been in New Orleans in a while. Have to make it back there. All right, these markets, we're stalled out a bit right now. Well off the lows, but boy, no acceleration past. NVIDIA catching no bid whatsoever. The market's saying, no, we're going to pause on this acceleration, man. NVIDIA down by 11.2%. And as I mentioned, 25 billion shares outstanding. You're talking about a hit of 400 billion. 400 billion. This morning. Absolutely remarkable. Microsoft down 3.3. They catch a lift on the open, though. from 410 to 429. Google shares this morning down 3.2% right now. Tesla shares, there's a lift for you, back above 400 at 403 for Tesla shares. One more segment, folks. S&P's off 103. Stay tuned. Coming right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We have markets in the negative territory, jumping around to the Fed. So we get a Fed decision on Wednesday. All indications are that they're going to stay right where they are right now. 4.25% to 4.5% is the expectation. You got a little bit of an outlier risk that they're going to cut. Don't look for a cut, folks. It's not happening just yet. Things get a little more interesting. You go further in the year. You go to September. And yeah, we got potentially 1 to 2 cuts in there. Okay. You go to December. Same thing. 1 to 2 cuts, okay? So the market right now has potentially 1 to 2 cuts, but guess what? It's got almost an 8.5% chance that by the end of the year, we're right where we are right now, 4.25% to 4.5%, okay? Today's action, while important for the stock market, I don't think it's going to be very important for the Fed. You're getting a repricing of growth equities, right? You're getting a repricing of growth equities, not necessarily indicative of what the Fed is following here. So they're coming out on Wednesday. We'll see what they have to say. Interesting market action leading into that, of course, with the S&Ps down about 103 points. We checked back in NVIDIA. Yeah, no huge reaction. Market's just kind of chopping around on that open with NVIDIA down by 11% right now. ASML down about 7% right now. We check back on yields, the 10-year. All right, we got a little movement there. We're recoiling just like that. 12 points off of where we were. 12 ticks, I should say. And where are we right now? Let's pull it up. You got the 10-year right now at 109 on the dot with a yield of 4.55. 4.55, the yield on that 10-year. We jump over to the dollar right now. Sitting at about 107.22, critical area for the dollar. You break below this area, right? You're right back into this range, and the lower part of that range is 100. You see how many times when you break, you break. We've seen 100 many times over the last couple of years. We're back to below 108 right now. You're at 107.21 on the dollar with markets in the red. All right, folks, thanks so much for kicking off your trading week right here at TFNN. And we got Basil. He's back in the saddle. He had an appointment today, but guess what? He's back. He's in the den. He's ready for the update at 10 o'clock. He's ready for the Tiger Technicians Hour. Folks, go check out that opening call if you haven't yet on the front page TFNN under the newsletter tab. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great Monday, everybody. Stay tuned for Basil. He's coming up right now. Thanks.